All right, everyone, happy Friday. Never too late. Let's talk health. In fact, let's talk about fitness. In fact, let's talk about non-negotiable fitness. But wait, today I'm going to share with you my fitness story. And the moral of the story, if you're too busy, is please never too late. Never too late to start on the things that you know that are important to you. And in fact, I became a fitness trainer at the age of 42. When my mom said on the phone, aren't you too old to become a fitness trainer? And sometimes we think that the people who are in this profession or do this all the time, we think that they have been so good at it all their life. Let me tell you, at school, I was the last in PE, in fitness. I was so lost on the skis, on the so-called runs, no, not for me, or throwing the ball when they see your distance. It was so, like, right now hilarious, but PE was my least favorite subject. I will be dragging my feet to go. And in fact, this morning at the fitness class, I shared a story. Like, some things I still cannot, like I cannot do certain exercises. I cannot do sit-ups. Just admitting I cannot do sit-ups. And, the story I created in my mind when I was a kid, we played, I actually did kind of like basketball, but it was so scary because all these tall people run so fast, and I would run away from the ball, not towards the ball, and I feel like someone jumped over me and I fell down and broke my tailbone, and I can't do sit-ups. But anyway, and one of the stories I still remember, the stadium around the school, and it was just 2 kilometers, which I think it was 8 small rounds in the stadium. It was so hard to finish. I remember one of the ladies who was good at sports, she pretty much put me on her shoulder and dragged me across the finish line. And I remember I was just kind of laying on the ground thinking, am I dead? Am I dying? It was so hard. And that was my PE story until I was already here, and gyms were available everywhere here, and I would go to some classes. And in fact, then I would end up with the chiropractor. He will be mad at me because I pulled something again, my shoulder, my back, and it's like never-ending story. And then, in fact, it's my celebration season. This month, ladies and gentlemen, I'm celebrating 15 years in the wellness industry. It's actually more than that, but officially in this country, I joined a beautiful wellness company on April 10, 2009, and that kind of started my whole journey. And in fact, I will be sharing why I love Shaklee next Wednesday. Anyone is welcome. It's my personal love and personal share. But that catapulted my love for health and wellness. And along the way, my existence at that time is still with me. Customers were asking me to coach them. Long story short, I did that a little bit. I became a health coach, life coach, because I was a part of that. And then when, around that time, a friend of mine invited me to do, Wednesday mornings after we drop off the kids at school, runs. Well, for her, she kept saying that my legs are long, I do it well. And I kept looking at her, she goes. And after 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, I would be hardly able to walk for 2-3 days. I remember one of those days I had to go to the airport. I could not walk to get my, what is that called, global entry. I had to sit on the chair before I had to walk through the door because I could not, my hips were hurting so bad. That was just after 5K, 3 miles. But then I joined, and I was already doing some workouts, and I joined the gym. And I saw the sign, every day is a leg day. And I thought, I can use it as my workouts. And I joined. That was actually the first time of my life when someone was teaching me how to keep proper form. In fact, how to run properly. And that's when I learned Chi running. Please grab a book if you can. And that's how I teach proper posture nowadays. For exercise, for walking, for running, utilizing Chi energy. Okay, so basically she helped me how to keep my legs under my body, and that fixed my hip pain. 3 months later, we did half marathon. 6 months later, I did a full marathon, ladies and gentlemen. That is proper form. The reason I'm sharing this with you, well, because it's me and I'd like you to know my own journey, never too late. But also is the importance of doing it properly. I often hear, I don't need your services, I do this and that. And it's amazing. I love actually hearing that. And my question always rises, do we know how to utilize and use and move our body properly? Not just for fitness, which is also important, especially for those who weightlifters. Now, heavy weight, do we know how to keep our body properly? And also for daily life, that's why I do what I do, because I love it for myself, first of all. Everything I do, I just teach myself first. But helping us to learn how to move our body and not move, stand properly. That's what I call proper posture and functional movement. To me, ladies and gentlemen, it's non-negotiable fitness habit. So it's, 2 out of 20 non-negotiable habits that I teach in my wellness practice. And part of it is movement. Part of it is being aware to move my body more, having pit stops on top of the day, but also moving my body properly. Like when I'm sitting right now in the chair, how do I keep my power posture? When I stand, do dishes, brush my teeth, talk with someone, when you're presenting your business, how are you presenting your body? When I say you, it's for everyone, not just I'm pointing at you. It's important. It's actually how we show up for others through showing up for ourselves. Physiology is so connected with psychology and vice versa. So sometimes if I want to change my psychology, my emotions, Tony Robbins says, change your motion. If I feel sad, just lift your body in a power posture. Google Superman, Superwoman, how they stand, or Wonder Woman as well. Okay, so that's the proper posture. And then when I was already, it's funny how I became a fitness trainer, you can ask me, but when I was teaching fitness training, in fact, classes at the gym, it was honestly very often painful to see some lifters and participants of the classes, that was me as well in the past, to move, how would I say it, to compensate, just not to move properly, not to move good, if I may just normal words. When we compensate, so if I have hurt shoulder, I may start compensating by doing certain things that do not serve my body. So how do I keep my posture so I can prevent injuries in the gym and in daily life especially? Because it's all about how am I being in daily life. Can I do things I want to do? Gardening, even regular things, activities with children and grandchildren. I'm going to babysit for 5 hours on Sunday. It's 2 of them. One of them I know I have to hold. So yes, and it's going on maybe some active vacations together. Gardening, did I say that? I think I did. Shoveling and using the knees, using my back, picking the boxes, cleaning, wiping the floor. Hopefully sometimes you still do it. It's a good fitness. Speaking of which, some of the habits, you don't have to have formal fitness. Just move your body more. Find the ways to move your body more. Tapping into another activity. Okay, so that's how I got to love functional fitness, because that's what it is. It's functional moves: pull, push, squat, lunge, twist, gait, walking forward, running, moving forward, is to how to function in daily life. That's why when I started teaching my own classes, I'm like, you know what? This is the key. Before anything else, of course, after moving more, after proper posture, I am tapping into functional movement. And the functional fitness classes is that, but it's a combination of all the functional moves, planes of motion, front, side, and the 90-degree transverse, combining several muscle groups, so compound movement and corrective exercise sprinkled on top of that. I got that certification too because I was just so fascinated with how to really realign my body. You know, when we have this compensations of shoulders, chest, my hips, my knees, my back hurt, my ankles. So I put it there as well. And that's just, to me, like building, I call it your strength inside out. I love this. And then you can put some bodybuilding, additional sports, all sorts of things when you know how to move your body properly. So if nothing else, just really learning how to move correctly. Okay, I know now I'm talking about the functional movement, but that is actually part of my fitness story. That is why I wake up and I do the classes for myself when I teach them. And that is why I teach more of that. That's why I do gentle fusion flow, still functional fitness, just a gentle variation. And I do that for myself 3 days a week. Then I go for a 5K. Very often I just walk, but I do a little bit of cardio there. I also tap into the stretches in the classes. More stretches is always good. And I watch my diet, I watch my psychology. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, me. And sometimes we look at fitness trainers and we think, well, they're just not us. I actually look at myself and I'm like, I still don't resonate fully myself as a fitness trainer. I'm just a regular person who takes care of her body. And I do it by utilizing the functional fitness to keep my body strong, keep my body fit, and actually enjoy it. And I'm a person who can get bored really fast, so I always do different types of routines, and it keeps it exciting too, keeps us very active and keeps us strong. So that's, ladies and gentlemen, my fitness story. I am about to be 46. My birthday is in June. I'm not hiding my age. I became a fitness trainer at the age of 42. Never looked back because I love taking care of my body, and physical fitness is one of the ways I do it. There's some non-negotiable routines, including a movement, we have to do. Moving more, just being aware of how much I move, tapping into different activities, focusing on proper posture, functional fitness, getting outside, moving a little more outside, and then you bring everything else that you want. But if you just focus on this non-negotiable, I'm using my hands but you don't see, you will be so set for life. That's what I call fitness for life. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Before you go, please leave in the comments what stood out for you in this conversation. Please let me know where you are. What is your reflection from this video? I am sharing my story, I'm sharing my heart and what I do, but I also want to hear from you. Where are you in your journey? Thanks for listening.